Hi guys, this is Paul with Tweaktown. We're continuing our coverage here at Flash Memory Summit 2014. Right now we have Roger Peene. He's the Senior Director of Marketing at PMC-Sierra. And recently, last year as a matter of fact, you guys purchased IDT. It's been almost a year now, correct?
Correct. We purchased some of the IDT assets, not the whole company, and specifically we purchased their NVM Express flash controller.
And that used to be called Princeton, and now we can see that this is called the Flashtec controller. If you could give us a few words on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So today we're at the show talking about our Flashtec line of memory solutions, specifically the NVMe controller, and we have a new product. This is the NVRAM drive that's based upon that controller. This is essentially a RAM drive that's a half-height, half-length PCIe card, very high performance and highly capable.
Exactly. And one of the good attributes of this is you're holding the data in the memory, but in case of power loss, it flushes down to these NAND packages, correct?
Correct. So this product has anywhere between 4 to 16 gigabyte of memory, and then it's used in a variety of different applications, and then in the event of a power loss, all the data that's in the DRAM then vaults to the NAND flash that's on this little daughter card.
And these top out at around 16 gigabytes, correct?
Correct.
And you use those for, what would be some common applications that customers would use these cards for?
So we see this being used in a variety of different usages for the enterprise. Specifically, we see it used for both file system and memory journaling logging, in-memory databases, and a variety of different usages.
And I think one of the advantages of something like this is you can address this as either memory or block storage, correct?
Correct. What's unique about this solution is we have two modes of operation. We have storage semantics, where we use the standard non-volatile memory express driver, and we can access this via block-based transactions. And we also have a DMI mode within the controller that allows this to be memory mapped I/O, so you can write directly to the DRAM.
And that kind of opens up a big wide range of things that applications can take advantage of that for, correct?
Correct. And so you can use one mode or the other, or what's also unique about this is you can use both interchangeably. So, some things like writing metadata one way, and then data payload another way.
And I think one of the kind of impressive things is the Flashtec controller can also be used with NAND, correct? Right here we're using it with DRAM, but there are more NAND-specific applications?
Correct. The underlying flash controller, we have 3 variants. We have a 32-channel, which is a high-end flash controller that can be used in SSDs, more applicable for high-capacity PCI Express add-in SSD solutions. We have a 16-channel x4 PCIe solution that is optimal for 2.5-inch PCIe drives. But then this controller actually is a full x8 PCIe interface with 8 flash channels, and it was specifically designed for NVRAM card implementations.
And we're seeing a lot of push into the NVDIMM area by a lot of players, and because they want to go beyond the performance of just flash. It's kind of the next frontier is this new NVDIMM. What do you feel are your differentiators between you and some of the other architectures that are available right now?
Yeah, so an NVRAM card and an NVDIMM is pretty similar, but there are some key advantages to using an NVRAM solution. Specifically, you can get to higher capacity points. The other thing that we have on this is the ability to access the card in 2 different models. And then also, you can do things like peer-to-peer transactions between cards and even over RDMA, so you can do direct RDMA transfers. NVDIMMs, while also being deployed, has some limitations in terms of how you populate DRAM in the system. Pretty much all the DRAM has to be consistent, and how you go manage it and try and interact or interoperate DRAM plus its NVDIMM is somewhat complicated at this point.
And I think some of the RDMA uses that people are using them to kind of create this new storage fabric almost that allows things like clustering, and the hyperscale market, of course, is going to find that very attractive. Are you guys seeing a lot of interest from those kind of customers with this type of product?
We absolutely do. So for scale-out storage vendors, this type of implementation is very, very attractive from a redundancy perspective. And so there is a lot of interest in that segment of the market.
And then availability. We have some guys who've been talking about non-volatile memory solutions and for a few years now, and not a lot of them have actually made it to market yet. What kind of availability are we looking at on this?
Well, right now this is in the prototyping stage, and we're expecting to go into production later in the fourth quarter. And so at this point, we're sampling.
So it's pretty close.
Yes,
it's close to time.
It will be out this year.
And then one area that PCIe SSDs, just in general with NAND and things like that, they're becoming extremely cost competitive. So people, of course, are always sensitive on price because they want to get a good ROI at the end of the day. What kind of prices are we looking for? Maybe just a range. I know it's early for official numbers. Yeah,
absolutely. Because it's we still have about 6 months left to get into production. We haven't released formal pricing yet, but from a range perspective, we're talking a few $1,000s. So this is a very cost competitive solution from a TCO model when you're comparing it to other implementations that might use a lot of DRAM and UCS system or battery backup. This is an alternative that has a very attractive price point. So.
And I think it's kind of important that you're using the building block of these Flashtec controllers because that's kind of been deployed and it's a little bit reliable. There's always that perception with people when you're using a new cutting edge technology that there's going to be some reliability concerns or maybe things of that nature. But you guys have an established controller, you have a lot of experience in this area, and what kind of warranties are you offering your customers?
Yeah, that's a great point. The controller has been in production for about 6 months now, so we're shipping in high volume. So very, very stable, very reliable. And so from that perspective, we're very confident that this will be a very high reliable solution, and we are offering a full 5-year warranty.
That's great. Well, we appreciate your time stopping by the booth today.
All right. Thank you very much, Paul. Appreciate it.